Hello, fellow Realm of Empires players. My name is Greg Bala, and welcome back to Next Developer Log. And today we're going to try something different. We're going to review a survey that you guys completed just a few weeks ago. And we wanted to present what we found from the survey and what we're doing because of the responses that we got from you. So the survey was named Challenges in Realm of Empires, and we wanted to see, what works and what doesn't in the game, what you guys like and what you guys don't like. And when we ask players that have left the game, who have been playing maybe for many months, for reason why, the biggest reason they say is basically lack of time. So we wanted to find out, what in Realm of Empires takes a lot of time to see if we can perhaps improve any of it. So the survey basically was created to figure out whether you guys truly think the game takes too much time, and if so, which part of the game take a lot of time, and which part we could perhaps improve. So one of the first questions was, do you feel that you do spend too much time? And while most of you don't think that you spend too much time, a good portion of you do. So we definitely wanted to dig deeper and find out what it is that takes so much time. So when we looked at what takes a lot of time, it came out clear that the planning of wars, attacking and defending, the core of the game, really is what takes most of your effort. So also, of course, you also said that Realm of Empires is just a time-consuming game, which being 24/7 game, it definitely is. But we kind of looked at that and we say, okay, so we could probably focus on these areas to see if we can improve your experience. So when we asked whether the user interface can be improved, we get a pretty positive response from you guys saying that yes, improving the user interface is something that could help. And we've asked that question in a number of other ways. So we think we got a pretty clear mandate from you guys to make some UI improvements. So clearly this is not the only thing you want us to do, but it's something that we could perhaps make your life a lot better. When we asked what is it that you want improved in the UI, again, it came out very clear that attacking, defending, calling for support would be the areas to focus on, and of course also managing large empires. So think things like upgrading and recruiting, I guess, with a large empire. So the takeaways we got was to improve the UI with a focus on saving time. And specifically in the UI, we'll be focusing on attacking, defending, and managing larger empires. At the end of this video, I'll present you some of the areas, specifically some of the features that we're thinking. But we wanted to find out, is Realm of Empires a time-consuming game? Or specifically, is it too time-consuming? So we asked a number of questions around that. And one of them was, does it take too much time to play a role? And as you can see from this, the answers around 5 area were neutral, which means that it's you don't disagree, you don't strongly agree. 0 meant you strongly disagree, so you would say no, it doesn't take too much time. And 10 means you strongly agree, which means yes, it definitely takes too much time. So the answer is 6, which is kind of neutral. And we asked a bunch of other questions focusing on different specific areas to get an idea of does it take too much time to play the game? And the kind of responses we got were all roughly in the neutral area, saying that you guys think that it probably doesn't take too much time. So when we looked at, when we went to answer that question, is it too time consuming? The answer we kind of got from the averages was no. However, we started looking deeper. What we found is, with all the questions that related to this, as we looked at the responses, we found that there were, a number of people that gave the question 4, 5, or 6, which means neutral, which means, maybe it's not too time consuming, maybe it's not too little time, it's just right kind of a thing. But what we found is that there are quite a lot of 1s and 0s, so quite a lot of people who disagreed that it takes too much time to play the game, and lots of 9s and 10s as well, which said that you think that it does take too much to play. Well, a bunch of 1s and 0s and a bunch of 9s and 10s do average out to be 5, but they give you a very different, I guess, view than just looking at the average. So what we found really is, the question is role time consuming? The answer is really yes for some and no for the others. Some players find it too time consuming and some do not. So what we found over the years, and what this survey kind of suggests as well, is that there are really two groups of players. There are players with more and less time to play. Obviously, this is not just two distinct groups, but they're overlapping. But basically, if you have a lot of time to play, you don't think that Realm of Empires is too time consuming, and you like the fact that you can spend so much time to play sort of a real life simulation. If on the other hand you don't have so much time to play, you find it hard to compete against people who have unlimited amount of time to play. So there are really two groups of players that are playing Realm of Empires. So the group that has lots of time to play basically are telling us, don't change anything, you change it, you die. And we understand that, and we're happy that we have so many players that do enjoy the game the way it is. But the group that has less time basically wants everybody to be limited to the amount of time that they play. So if I have an hour to play, I want everybody else to have an hour to play. So it's a very difficult thing to deal with in one game. So just a bit of history. We've always had two different realm types for a long time. I can't even remember exactly what realm it started in, but basically we've had something called a veteran realm. Used to be called actually apprentice realm before, and a veteran insane realm. So basically, veteran realm is like realm 99, 100, 105, and insane realm is like 96 and 100. And those were always meant to appeal to people with different amount of time to spend playing the game. So the way we did that is basically the veteran realm was slower, veteran or the apprentice realm. So veteran realm was 1.5x and insane realm was 2.5x. So your server basically would you would mine silver slower, your troops would recruit slower in veteran realm, and on insane realm everything was faster. So what it meant is that in a veteran realm it might take you say 2 weeks to retroop the entire village, and in insane realm it would only take say a week. So you would be getting into wars more often in an insane realm than in a veteran realm. However, you can still be attacked. You could still have 1,000 incoming from a number of players in any of these realms. The speed didn't really affect the intensity of an attack. It affected how often, I guess, an attack could come and how quickly it could come. So we had that distinction, but it never worked perfectly. So what we want to do in the future, the way we want to keep going, is we'll continue to having two different realm types because, well, it's really impossible within one realm to cater to a group that has lots of time and wants to be able to play, within the time they have, and then also to a group that doesn't have so much time. So we're basically offering and continue to be offering two different realm types. And we'll have a veteran and veteran insane realm. We'll probably keep the names the same. And basically, the veteran realm will cater to people with less time, while the insane realm would cater to people with more time. But both of the realms will be the same base speed, so 2.5 or whatever that will be. So they'll be both the same kind of a silver growth and troop recruitment, same kind of fun experience. But we will have features in the veteran realm that will cater or balance the realm more towards the people that have less time, basically, through a system we called the morale system, which basically limits the advantages of unlimited time play. So it limits the advantages of a player who has unlimited amount of time, or limited only by the 24/7 clock. So if, for example, you only have, say, an hour that you can spend per day on Realm of Empires, in a realm that caters to that kind of a gameplay, anybody who has, say, 24 hours to play per day, they won't get much of an advantage over you, very little at best. So basically, entering that realm, you can say, okay, all I have to do is I'm going to spend my hour, and after that, I am just as competitive as the person with 10 hours to play. The veteran insane realm basically will stay as is and continue with the gameplay that we've had all along for people who like that. Now, the natural question to ask right now is, what the heck is a morale system? And that is going to be a video on its own coming very shortly. And I'll basically go through the prototype that we have and explain piece by piece what we mean by this system. Okay, so let me recap. So based on that survey and all the information that we've been getting from you guys, the user voice suggestion and all the comments and everything that we've been getting for the last few months, our immediate focus would be on two things. Number one would be to improve the UI with a focus to save time, and number two would be to offer two different gameplays via the morale system. So for the UI, things that we're considering, and there's plenty more, but just the high level things that you guys have been asking, that we've been seeing on user voice, is something like an attack planning or scheduling. Nothing like automated attack sending, of course, but something that will help you plan out the large wars. Better and easier calling for support from your friends. Make it easier for you to call for support, make it easier for others to send support. Perhaps doing automatic tripwires so you don't have to send one citizen militia to everybody around you. Better information sharing, like reports, information about villages, what's there, what's not, sharing incoming. Perhaps grouping villagers and better mass recruit, mass upgrade features that link with the village grouping, things like that. So basically, we'll be focusing on fixing or changing those parts of the UI which are mundane, which are perhaps boring, and something you just have to do. And as I said, number two would be to offer different gameplays via the morale system. And what's the morale system? That's coming up in a next developer log coming very shortly. Stay tuned. Until then, happy hunting.